Doing what?
Doing whatever you're doing. I know what you're doing.
We're gonna send it to Beth.
Oh, okay.
I don't know whether I got enough light.
What do you think, Virginia? Don't you think those will be all right there?
Yeah, they got one of these nights.
I really didn't place
Most of them.
Hello, Beth. I'm hitting you.
This is just for the life.
And I'm Rebecca Snyder Howard, and my husband's Bob Howard. I'm Shirley, and this is my husband, Mike.
Maxine and James Wakeman. Virginia and Billy Barnes.
I'm Gene Faust. This is my wife, Barbara.
Got all of you on tape.
I'm Billy Joe Black. This is my wife, Betty.
Hey, Beth, this is Cornelia and my husband Ed, and we wish you could be here. I'm Lorraine Weaver, and this is my husband Bill Weaver. I tell you,
Russell, wife, and Ed. You want to know who? Betty Beck, believe it or not, Betty Beck's still there.
You got somebody take yours? Is that all?
like, come on, or go this way, get to that back.
Which one are you in?
That's right, just like that. That's
You can in a minute, I'll let y'all too. Back up just a little. Is that all right? Okay, talk.
This is Ike Warner. Hey, Beth. This is Ed. That's on. It's on now. Okay. Beth, hi, Beth. This is Ike. This is Ann.
Now, Beth, we're sorry you couldn't come. Call us when you do come home. Got quiet, Ann. Beth, we're looking forward to seeing you when you come in and give us a call. Hi,
What you want to do with me for? I'm not going to eat nothing. You can do that gamble.
on the way. There's a hole there, some, yeah, we went down
That's not fair. You're right.
That one room on the
I'd like to do that trophy about this big. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, all the people that worked on it, they had to open Excuse me.
Wish we could have even more of it. Wouldn't it be great? No, it's
Sorry,
turnout. I mean, I'm yeah.
there.
We welcome you. Thank you very much for being in attendance. We shall share a lot of memories later. We're not going to hold you up now. We're going to go right ahead with an invocation, and then we'll go ahead with our meeting. Bless us, O Lord, these our gifts, the bounty which we're about to receive. Amen. Thank you.
You know, our husband travels a lot. They are traveling this weekend. It is. Now, I had a letter from Lois Burkhart. I got to see her over Easter. And she hated it so bad that she couldn't come into this tonight. But she wrote me a letter. And they've been there 25 years, and he's a New Yorker. He's program manager for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration in Washington. They live in Columbia, Maryland. Have 2 sons. Jeffrey is 23 in July. He's in the Navy stationed in Charleston. It's assigned to the nuclear ballistic missile submarines at Francis Scott Key. And she said during a recent 100-year celebration, they went to Fort Henry, Baltimore, and Francis Scott Key was anchored there, so they got to go on. She said that was quite an experience. Their youngest son is David. He's finishing his junior year at the University of Maryland. He's majoring in English and God only knows what he'll do with that degree. He does plan to spend the summer either at Ireland, he hopes, or England, we hope, in the student work abroad program. He plans to take advanced study in Europe. And as for Lois, she is with the Board of Education in their county, and she's the secretary. First she was a secretary in schools. Then last August at the central office in the special education department. She says it's interesting and depressing and we love it. My husband and I love to travel and plan to do a lot of it when we retire. Just a few years down the road. Last spring, they were in California for 3 weeks. This summer, we will be headed for Vermont, Maine, and New Hampshire. I sincerely hope that we can have another reunion soon. She said she hated to miss this one. And she said, to tell everyone hello, she said we hope we had a wonderful time. So that was from Lois. Said if things had worked out for her, she would have been here, I'm sure. I had a letter from Beth. I had not seen Beth since we left school many years ago. And she sent me a note. She had planned to be with us tonight. She said she had already planned to come whenever we had our reunion. But Vic had a heart attack in February, her husband. And she said that they could not come at this time. So she has 3 children. She has 2 sons and a daughter. She's got one in the 8th grade. Has anybody got one here that's that young child? She put in parentheses. So anyway, Susie, she graduated from High Point. She has a BA in education. She taught 2 years at Camp Lejeune. She married Vic. He was a lieutenant in the United States Marine Corps. Children, Chris, born in 62, and Susie in 64, and Freddie in 76. And if all of you knew this or not, their Susie is dead. But she's married now. She has no children, and Chris is getting married soon. Freddie's in the 8th grade. She says, I hope your reunion is a huge success, and she hated to miss him. And hopefully she'll be home again. Maybe some office consider when she comes in. Okay, and what I wanted us to do is kind of go down and let all of you take a really important job to tell us about it.
Oh, okay. Ed and I live on U64, and most everybody usually sees that going up and down. We're right near the interstate, right near Gene Ray's family. And I work for the Davidson County Board of Education, and Beth is getting all this information, and that makes you feel a little bit, when you're on the camera, it's a little different, you know. But I've worked 21 years for the Board of Education. I started just part-time while the children were home. I was cost clerk, and now I have been promoted to the Assistant Transportation Director. I'm the only woman in the state of North Carolina, I have to add, because, you know, women have always been kind of put down. So I feel right proud of that, and I've been doing that now for about 5 years. We have 236 buses that we operate daily.
And she keeps them running.
Thank you, Peggy. And of course, Peggy is also in the schools, and who else do we have here that works in the schools?
Becky, where are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Laura May.
I work at Mannington Ceramic Tile. I got 3 children, all married, and 5 grandchildren.
Got 3 old.
Okay, at the high school, I went to business school, and then I worked in Thomasville Furniture Industries for about 9 years, Burlington Furniture about 5 years. Most of you may know my husband passed away 4 years ago. I have 2 daughters, one that's 26, she graduated from Appalachian. She's married, lives in Winston-Salem. My youngest daughter is 20, and she is finishing her sophomore at Appalachian.
Peggy and I have 3.
3 what?
At times we've had debates over there. The first is a boy. Chris is 33. He married Janice Fraser. They've been married for 11 years. They have a little boy, now a year old. Angie is 28, and she's a nurse, works at High Point Hospital. She has 1 son, Troy, and she's expecting the 2nd. And so we've got 2 grandchildren. I work for Hydro Conduit Corporation, maintenance supervisor. And, I better not leave Tracy out. Tracy's 23. She works for Ladd Furniture in High Point. What is her? Customer service. I never can think of it. Customer service.
I own a CPA firm in High Point in Charlotte for about 30 years. Barb and I have been married 27 years. We've been in Charlotte 19 years. I manage the Charlotte office down there. We have 2 children, a daughter who's 24, teaches school in Alexandria, Virginia. And our son is 22, will graduate from the Citadel in Charleston next Friday. So we're getting our kids off payroll. And that's about it.
Well, I've been married to this man for almost 35 years since we graduated. And we have 1 daughter, she's 24, and she's a teacher at Central Middle School. And I work at KB Mills in Thomasville.
And I work at PPG, been there 22 years. We have 2 children, a daughter that lives at Virginia, which is going to Key West soon, and a son that lives in Lexington.
I'm in the lumber business, as most of you know, but Barbara and I have been married for 29 years. We have 2 sons, one 25 and one 20. The youngest son is at Washington Lee University, is a sophomore there. Believe he's going to end up in either English or history as a major. Brian is at home. Brian is our special child. He is love of our lives, really, and works in sheltered workshop situation. And we live in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Married 30 years. I got 2 children, and my husband's a truck driver. We have our own truck, tractor, and trailer, and I ride with him. And really enjoy it.
And I understand you've been in every state in the United States except 2. How about that?
I was known as Rebecca mostly, but it's been Becky so many years I forget. Okay, I've been married to Bob since 1958. We're living in Asheboro now, and I'm teaching at Seagrove School since 1972. I have 4 daughters. The oldest one is 30. She's working at AT&T in New Burlington. The next one is graduating from the state, so did the first one. All girls, I said that. And she's working in research training required for Valley Design, which is she has an English major, so she's working on books and correction and that kind of thing. Have my 3rd daughter is at A&T now on an agricultural engineering degree, and Wayne Hunt, who's a junior in high school, Kim, 16.
She can skip me. I married Delma Burleson a week after we graduated. We've been married 35 years, and we'll be in June. We have 4 children, 3 boys and a girl. We have 2 grandchildren. Our oldest boy married Peggy Cross and Wilbur Beck's daughter, and they have 2 little boys.
And then my middle boy, he's in Raleigh. He's a computer programmer for the Highway Patrol. And my third boy, Dale and Jeff both graduated from the state. Jeff's in Gastonia, and he works he's supervisor for Parkdale Mills, hoping to be a plant manager before he's 35 or by the time. He's not married, but he recently bought him a home down there and likes it. And I have a daughter, she's 16. She was chosen just a few weeks ago as a junior marshal. And so we're real proud of her. And I don't work, I'm at home, I'm the farm boss.
You don't work at all?
He's been with Burlington for 33 years, and I was with him 14 and a half years, and I was with Dixie 4 years, and I've been mad, I've been home on the farm.
I've been married 33 years. This is my husband, Clarence, and we have 4 children, 3 boys and 1 daughter, and we have 4 little granddaughters we're very proud of. And my youngest son is assistant manager at Golden Corral and going to community college to transfer to a 4-year college to be an orthodontist. And I'm working with the Dixie's LFI, Dixie Division, and I've been there 10 years.
My husband and I have been married 31 years, and I've been at Dixie Furniture Company 32 years, and we live on Highway 8.
Okay, Jenny.
This is my husband Bill, and we live in Sharpsburg. I have 1 son, 32, and 1 granddaughter, a year old, and they live in Tampa, Florida. I work at Colbert Area secretary, and I've been there 30 years.
And you haven't retired?
I haven't retired. But my husband's retired. He's a retired barber. 33 years.
Too long.
It's hard to remember it.
32 years.
And we have 2 children. Our daughter and her husband live in Winston, and they'll be moving to Charlotte within the next 2 months. And our son, he's back at home with us, with his son. And I work up at PMI Products and Welcome as bookkeeper. And I guess that's about it.
This is my wife, Jackie, and we've been married 35 years. We have 3 sons. One is a captain on the fire department in Lexington. One works in lumber. The other one is a mechanic. And I'm a maintenance mechanic, and I work at PPG. And we got 1 grandson.
Been here for 32 years. We have 3 kids, 2 daughters, 1 son, 1 granddaughter. The oldest daughter is married to a fine son-in-law. I work for the DuPont company. Been with them 19 years. That's it.
She's Shirley, which I don't never see them.
Me and I have been working for a group of doctors, eye doctors, ophthalmologists for 10 years now. Mike is furniture designer. That's the reason we're in Lenore. We just recently built a new house and working ourselves to death thought we were going to, get something that didn't have much upkeep, but we found that that's not quite true. That's about it.
And I have a stepdaughter. She is married and lives in Thomasville. She's 22. She works at the High Point Bank and Trust Company, enjoying it. Myself, I travel and sell fire equipment to the fire departments in 18 counties in North Carolina. I'm a retired fire chief from a volunteer fire department for 20 years. And I was in the welding business for many, many years in Thomasville. 1982, we sold the company, and that's when I went into selling fire equipment. My wife, Betty, she works at Winn-Dixie in Thomasville as a front-end store manager, and she has just recently went to work there in Thomasville at that store. And doing very good.
Mike comes on. Now, you're on.
Okay, go ahead, Peggy.
Mrs. Peggy and Mrs. Ike, and I had the one I've lived with for 35 years. We're still together. We have 2 children, son Craig and son David. We have a wonderful granddaughter. She's 4 months old. David graduated from state. He's an electrical engineer. He works at IBM in Charlotte. Craig graduated from Appalachian, and he works with Lexington Furniture Industries. And we still live in the same place. We love all of them to come visit us. We're on the Columbia Drive tonight.
Go ahead and make your speech
I
now.
don't make any speeches.
It won't hurt you. Go ahead.
Peggy makes all the speeches.
Okay, JJ, you can go. I had a couple more things I wanted to talk to you about. I had one person that did not have an address for us, Pam Cameron. Does anybody know who she is? Who she married? I don't know anything. If any of you ever do know, please let me know. Has lived in Pennsylvania for a while. I don't know how long, but she's going to move back here. Lois, she has been writing Lois. Lois told me that when she was home. Her sister died. I think she was out there with her, and she's moving back here. Let me. Yeah. A couple of others I wanted to mention. Oh, someone asked me about Peggy Charles. She's married. She works in the billing department, I understand, at Thomasville. Community General, Thomasville. Gertrude Barnes lives in down in Silver Valley area, I think so. Isn't that correct? Virginia, you know. And I wanted to tell you too tonight the reason we're all together. Last summer, I had thought about having class reunions. So during the winter, Jean's sister-in-law said, Jean said, let's have a class reunion. So that's all it took. That was just a little extra push I needed. But I went over to Ann's one night. She helped me a lot getting things together. Virginia helped get the dresses. She went over and Bill Green helped her. He has a florist in Thomasville. And do you remember the name of it? Yeah. Well, not right now. I thought it was Town Florist. And I hate he didn't come. I've not seen him since he graduated. Wherever. She has 2 daughters. She has
Exciting
2
times
girls. I
to
don't know
think
if you knew this. Mary has 20 daughters and they're still in high school.
They graduated this year.
Right, that's what I thought.
And they look just like me.
Yeah, they're behind you. I thought a lot. Let's see. Let's see if we got anybody on that page. Let's see. Who don't I have? Oh, Don Hendricks in construction business. He lives here.
Don Hendrick built Chris's home.
He what?
Our son.
Oh, really? But your son's on, oh, really? He built our house. Did he really? Well, for goodness sakes. Okay, HR lives over on Queens Road near Han. Yeah. Noretta lives here in Lexington. Do you know where? Somewhere. Noretta
She lives on Hedrick Mill Road.
Hedrick Mill Road. Okay, Don Hunt, he's still here. He lives on Young Road.
Yeah. Young Ray.
And like I said, Loretta lives in Pennsylvania, he's moving back. Peggy Kelly's one I did not know. Bobby Leonard is a professor, he's in Connecticut. And he always knows. And I told, Bruce May lives in Thomasville. I don't know, I do not hear.
Oh, Bruce May and wife has a broken foot, or they probably would be.
Oh, really?
She works at Mannington where I live.
Oh, well, tell them we miss them, wish they could have come. Okay, I told you Beth is in Missouri. Let's see. Kay Story. She lives here in Lexington. Who does she live near? Somebody that's here. She lives near Patsy. Betty Summey. I have not seen her since we left. Have any of you, do you know anything about Betty Jane Summey? Roy Swing, he runs the service station uptown across from the courthouse. Donnie Tysinger, she lives not far from me, but I haven't heard from her. Van Watkins, I've seen him a couple of times. I think he's in Thomasville.
Van and Wanda live at the lake.
Do they
She worked with me
last year.
Okay, and I find out. Have they lived in the lake a long time?
No, they sold their home, Thomas, and
Moved to the lake. Carol Shaw, she lives at the beach, had not heard from her. And Rich Johnson was in Wilmington. And you know, I didn't know that Debbie Condon was our mascot. They're so sweet. It's just nothing like children anyway. I've always felt that way. Well, I guess it's like my works with all the I use figures and dance with figures all the time. Do bookkeeping, do whatever comes along. But even one day I started out and one was about punching them. And I stop it.
Does a lot of shopping.
Does a lot of shopping like we all do.
Every week. You don't buy none, she shops.
Yeah.
For the fun of it.
If you just told me that, I would.
By herself.
This is something else. Let's decide if you want to have a goal and when. And if there anybody that you see that maybe didn't graduate with us, but went to 11th grade, 10th grade, or whatever, and would like to come, please, let me know, tell them to come.
Sherry Cross, Joyce.
But Mom, you just let me know, call her.
Don Miller didn't graduate with us, and he would have been here tonight. And he drives the school bus for
Well,
us.
tell me, do you know he came into school? Do many of you remember Donald Miller? I'm like Cornelia, he came in from the bus, came in the office one day, and I said, it's been so many years since we talked, and it was so much fun. He said he went to Atlanta his senior year, and that's why he did not graduate with us. And I said, well, we're going to have a reunion, you want to come? He said, yes. So I sent him a letter, but did not hear from him, so I don't know. But when you see him, you just tell me.
Well, he told me that if he wasn't here tonight, it would be a conflict. He has a son-in-law that was going to be ordained as a minister in
really?
Virginia. And if he's
He
not
did
here,
tell
that's
me
where
that.
he is, so I guess that's probably...
Well, that's wonderful. You tell him we miss him, and really...
Cornelia, does he still live in Denton?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Sure does.
Do any of you have anything to say about anybody that you could tell us? Maybe something good and experience?
Oh, by the way, Mr. Gunner's son drives one of our gas trucks that comes to deliver gas to the garage. And he came in the first time, and I thought, do I know him? Don't I? He didn't say anything, and I didn't either, and I was kind of busy. The next time he brought a load of gas to deliver, he said, who are you? So, once again, we discussed school and everything, and I think his mother is dead, but his dad is still living.
Oh, really?
Mrs. Gunner worked in the
Eighth grade, right?
Yeah, right. Don't you
And
remember?
if you didn't make a loop in your O, or dot an I, you could flunk any paper that you had.
Thank you.
That guy was the darndest thing I've ever seen on writing.
Okay, let's just tell on food. I'd like to get some takes.
Ask me anybody to know about teachers, because we used
About what?
to teacher, any teachers
Oh, yeah.
that we had.
Oh, okay,
Anybody knows?
let's ask about our teachers.
Peggy?
Yes.
Mrs. Payne in Thomasville, and my wife saw her this week.
Now, his pain?
Yes, she's 8th grade. Payne, I don't remember. Grace Payne? She taught school.
Does she remember any of those?
Yes, she did.
Yes, she was calling names.
Yes, she did. And she might have been a substitute teacher
Buddy,
I've seen Ike.
I have something to say. Don't go back and get too many more times. You've been back about 4 times. Go back no more either. You've been back 3 or 4 times too. She didn't want the camera to be close to her.
We will find out her name address and talk about it.
Yeah, she had a name for the car. I remember she always talked about it.
Buddy, come in what this kid had a poor name. He had a name.
I've waxed it. I'm gonna take care of that.
Do any of you know anything about our teachers that you'd like to share? Adrian has something to tell us about one of our teachers. Can't whistle loud. Can we have your attention just a minute? Let Adrian tell us about someone, about one of our teachers.
Up to the front.
Up to the front.
Yeah.
How about right here?
Well, I can't make a picture stand here. Move up to the front. You do me that way, I'll guarantee I'll get you fixed.
I thought it was interesting that I met a lady at a party back on Super Bowl Sunday down in Canberra, or Pinehurst. And she introduced herself to me as Miss Bondurant. And I said, oh, the only person I know in the world named Bondurant was a French teacher at Davis Townsend. And she said, well, she was my sister. And she passed away 6 months ago. So it was kind of interesting to find her way down there, and then sad to find out that Miss Bondurant had passed away.
So that's Maria that passed away, and you met her sister. Is that what you're saying? Really? You know, I never did know her sister like this.
She was living in Winston-Salem, I believe.
Well, Kathleen and Lloyd Smith, a lot of people probably know that Kathleen, she was Miss Eula's school. She still lives here. They have 2 children, a son and a daughter. In fact, their son and our oldest son were born on the same day. So we had been real good friends for a lot of years. And the children really kind of grew up together, went to the beach and had a lot of family growing up. Any of the other teachers that you know or have seen maybe? Okay, I want somebody to tell something on somebody. I know, these fellows are in school. Doesn't somebody want to tell somebody before?
They might tell something on you. I've already told all my tales to Jean Ray. I'm through.
I remember so well.
What was that tale?
Bunch of tales. Don't you remember there was Jackie Mr. Quall's car?
And I remember one day.
Not Qualls, what was his name? What was the guy's name that was cross-eyed with Jackie's car? Snap. Snap, that's who it was.
Did you tell Gene about that time they threw this matching race can set on fire?
Gene Ray done that. He set the race can on fire.
Yeah, that's what he
Hey, Ray, you wasn't guilty of that,
I'd
but
like Gene Ray to tell about what happened to the trash can in this pipe.
well, what really happened was, you remember that this lady, bless her heart, what was she in the 70s? She's got to be close.
At least.
She didn't ever have the same matching pair of stockings on every day, any day, and the color of her hair, bless her heart, was all different about every week. I mean, she was trying hard, right? And she kept a coat sitting on her desk constantly.
No, it was a glass of water.
Well, I don't know about the water.
Glass of water, we put chalk in.
Okay.
400 times.
But I don't know if y'all remember it, but somebody got started striking matches, and the smell of sulfur she just couldn't stand. And somebody started that, and it happened that somebody threw one thinking it was out in the trash can, and it wasn't out. And we happened to be on the 2nd story near the fire escape, and I threw it out, and as luck would have it, I was the one that saved the school.
You the one that set the trash can on fire.
Who was that someone?
Yeah, but she applauded me from then on for saving the school. That was the senior year.
I think she lasted about a week.
Yes.
We had 3 teachers that year.
Well, what I like to talk about is our math teacher, Mr. Coral. And what a character. My favorite recollection of him is rolling that chalk in his hand and calling you to the blackboard, and nobody would come because nobody didn't know who he was looking at. Right. Oh, I forgot about the sandals. The thing I remembered is he had on one suit. And it got chalk on it. By the end of the day, it was pathetic, you know. But he came back with that one suit clean the next day. And so I don't know who his cleaners were, but they did a wonderful job. Did anybody learn anything bad?
We had some in our class. We had some in our class that went to school. Some went to play. Never happened. Never played.
Ike was trying to figure out what teacher he was that they jacked the car up on Coke crates, and he got ready to leave that Ethan, he wouldn't go anywhere, you know?
How many of you
We
went
can't
on
figure
back?
out who that was.
Buddy knows who it is. Mr. Snap.
Oh, okay.
Snap didn't drive a car.
That was the funniest thing in my school that ever happened that I know about. But we done it. The boys that played basketball. We went out, jacked his car up, set it on blocks. It was about a half inch from the ground. He went out there and he got in that thing. It wouldn't go neither way. He got out, looked under it. He could not understand why it would not go.
Well, I had forgotten about this one until Ike and I were sharing some things a while ago, and I think he might have been the one that did this, but put an alarm clock over the one of the transoms, and it went off and sounded like a bell, and we all got out early. Y'all remember that one?
I do, but I didn't do it.
How did you know so much about it?
Peggy's one thing about it, you studied a lot. Nothing me and you done. Peggy done the studying, I done the playing.
Yeah, and all I see you do now is play.
Right, you're exactly right, I never did quit.
Lorraine asked me one day, says, what's I do the PPG? She said, I'll never see him doing anything.
And I don't ever see Buddy doing anything either, but walking around.
Buddy works, and I work. Isn't that right,
I
buddy?
didn't see you work, but you see me work.
We try our best to do all we can to keep from getting dirty.
Well, I'm gonna start driving Tomo Monday, and I'm gonna.
How long has he been there?
Who? Gray Davis?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something about Gray Davis. Let me just tell y'all
Is he from
something.
Lexington, though?
No, he's not from Lexington, but I'll tell you what happened to Gray Davis. He went in service, spent 20 years, and after he got out, I guarantee you I know where every missile base, everything that ever happened in service. Buddy, is that not correct? Anything you want to know, Gray Davis knows, including running office.
That's what he talks about.
Gray Davis knows everything. And I don't know nothing and don't want to know anything.
We was just sharing, Adrian and I was sharing a while ago about Bobby Leonard. And we was, Adrian took a ride with him, and I never will forget when we all went to Washington. And there was 5 of us in the room together. And when I left that evening, Mr. Qualls had went out to get the liquor. Our teacher, our homeroom teacher had went out to get the boys a bottle of liquor. This happened, honest to goodness. When I came, they were already getting right when I left. They were all had the cards out, they were all up on the bed gambling, you know. And when I got back, I knocked on the door, and Bobby says, "Who is it?" I says, "It's Sonny." "Sonny who?" I said, "It's Sonny, let me in, Bobby." He opened the door and he says, "Oh," he said, "Richard's sick, Lewis is drunk," and he says, "I'm angry, I don't know what to do."
I want to ask, does anybody remember the school teacher that had the convertible?
Oh, I do.
You remember all the fun we had in the convertible? We used the convertible more than the teacher did.
We used to let Delbert Green have it.
Who was that?
Mr. Venable.
Yeah. He was our coach.
We would borrow, he was the coach. We borrowed his car all the
He
time.
must have let everybody have it, because Delbert Green would drive it, and Barbara, and Peggy, and Faye, and Gertrude, and all, we'd all go to town,
study.
Hey, there's one thing about it. My senior year, we spent more time in town than we did at school.
So we're not too tempered.
Do what? You remember him, don't you? You don't. Mr. Venable.
Whatever happened to Mr. Lippert?
Yeah, Venable and then Lippert, right?
Okay, Lippert. Lippert left before Venable came. Yeah.
It was Venable, Lippert, and then Amy, wasn't it?
Nanny was Thomas. Thomas Trinidad.
Who? Yeah.
Mike, this is another Bobby Leonard story, which I think happened the day before they got drunk that night. He and I rode the roller coaster together. If you all remember the Washington Strip, somewhere in some park in Maryland. Bobby's sitting on that thing with his eyes closed, his hands clenched around the ride all the way through the ride. We get off and I said, what do you think of that? Man, I really enjoyed it.
Bobby Leonard.
Bobby ought to be.
Yeah, I know.
I'll tell Bobby whenever I see him, y'all talk about it.
You can say Bobby Leonard is the only person in class that everybody knew what he turned out to be.
Yeah, well, it's what they are. I think so. But I just,
Peggy, there's, as we had some go around, I don't know, it'd be interesting to know who does have
okay.
things like that.
All right, let's find out, hey, who's got the most grandchildren?
Tell it again, I didn't hear you.
I think that's got it.
I got 5 grandchildren.
5 grandchildren, I got 1.
They have 2.
I've got 1.
I've got 1.
My goodness. I just got 2 children. How many children you got? 3.
Oh, let's find out who's got the most children.
Yeah.
3?
4, I think, right?
4? Anybody got more than 4?
4. Rebecca.
And who is the farthest away?
It's probably Missouri. I was just thinking, from here tonight, I don't know. Connecticut.
Pennsylvania.
I'm not sure what it is.
But you know, for the number that you have, there are a lot in the state like that.
Oh, I'm amazed at this class when you look at it, how many are right here. I bet you can't take another class of that size and find that many in the local area.
That state, I know.
That is unusual. It really is.
But try to talk with others and come if you can. I think it's wonderful that we get together. You know, we spend a lot of years together and a lot of time together and a lot of good times together. And Mike is really passing us by now. And it's like it gets faster and faster. But the ones who did not come, you see, but please tell them about it and say, we plan to have another in 5 years. And then let's really try to get everybody here. Okay? And come yourself.
Let me make a suggestion. First off, I want to give Peggy and who else helped you?
And Virginia helped me, and then Elmer, who's not here.
Let's give them a big hand. I knew, of course, that if it were Peggy, it would be organized, and she just picked up the phone and called me about 5 or 6 weeks ago after having made mention of an interest in let's have one, and says, will you do the invocation and the welcome and the invocation, and can you be here May the 5th? Now that's the kind of organization that you would expect, so thanks again. As far as the 5-year situation, I thought that if we could ask you to give us one more bit of assistance, that it might be great if you just sent out a synopsis of some of the things that came about here in a little form of a newsletter or something, since you now have a list. And I have an idea that we might get a lot better results even the next time around, unless it's health or other reasons. anybody have any other ideas or anything that we might add to it? Do you think that would be a good idea?
We can look at the tape and things that I don't remember, maybe we can get from with that.
Okay, thank you. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Everyone stay as long as you will. I don't know how long. It's like, you know, I forgot to ask. I did forget to ask that. It's not a plot.
They won't say anything as long
Not,
as you
well,
want.
probably not. But I am glad that you all came, and just stay in the office as long as you want to, because we've been real good to sit all day tonight. And come to see us sometime. We live on Colonial Drive. We've lived for all these years. We're still there. But just visit with each other and stay as long as you will. Okay.
Jean Ray's a little bit gray. Peggy would be a little bit gray, but she keeps it covered up.
She keeps it covered. He's got just a compliment. His mother.
I think there's an awful lot of that already.
You see it sanded, it's